is concerned, right? But watches segment has also done very well, up about 20%. But the stock of the moment is Varroc Engineering. The management is in fact addressing analysts. Let's listen into what they have to say on the deal value being lowered.
Positive EBITDA margins as we have seen in Q1 FY23. In our future strategy, prudent capital allocation and free cash flow generation will get a lot of focus. I will now request our Group CFO to walk you through the presentation, which has already been uploaded in our website and on the stock exchange. Over to you, Mahendra.
Thank you, Tarang. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this call once again. I'm happy to talk to all of you once again in my new role here. As Tarang explained, the presentation has been uploaded in the website already. I think some of you or all of you might have seen it. I'll take you through the presentation right now. In slide number 2, we tried to explain what was the initial assumption or proposal when we actually started the deal a few months ago. And on the right side, in slide number 2, we explained the changes which have happened in the final settlement. So as you can see, and as Mr. Tarang also explained earlier in the call, the 600 million enterprise value had to be brought down to or amended to 520 million. Considering the current economic scenario across the globe, as you also might have noticed in various press releases and news items, across the globe, the merger and acquisition activity has come down significantly. In fact, I was reading news reports that between US and Europe, the merger and acquisition activity went down this year by close to 50 to 60% compared to last year. So our focus was mainly to basically save this deal or conclude this deal. And also the continuing outlook also seems to be somewhat a matter of concern. Because all of you know that Europe is going through a lot of recessionary fears. So to accommodate these requests and these concerns of the buyer, we have to bring down the value from 600 to 520 million. And then this out-of-court settlement also had to be finalized for 51 million, though we had a strong case to fight it out. Again, in order to conclude the deal, we had to agree for this high amount of settlement. But the good thing is this will actually put rest to all these disputes which have been hanging for some time. And then the net cash accretion to Varroc will now come down to 5 to 9 million. I will explain the walk in the subsequent slides. And another positive thing here is the escrow, which was earlier pegged at 35 million, has now been brought down to 28 million. So with this, we concluded the deal. Previously, as you might remember, the enterprise value of 600 million, after all these adjustments for debt and debt-like items, is supposed to result in a net cash accretion of about 157 to 161 million euros. With this reduction from 600 to 520 and the value of settlement coming in, the net cash accretion will now come to 5 to 9 million. Enterprise value reduction we already talked about.
Okay, that's Varroc Engineering telling investors and analysts why they had to bring down the value of the sale of their four-wheeler lighting business. And they say that the macroeconomic challenges were so high that they wanted to conclude the deal in any way, even if it was at a lower price. And the focus is now on prudent capital allocation and free cash flow generation. And the focus was to save and conclude this deal. 400 million of debt has been taken away from the balance sheet, and across the globe they say mergers and acquisition activity has come down significantly. So I guess, you know, whichever way it was possible, they just wanted to conclude the deal.
Yes, and I think there's that litigation risk which is also lifted with regards to this. Though it is a lower price, there is that litigation risk which could play out in the long term as a positive since it is being lifted. But nonetheless, the stock down around 8.5%. It'll be interesting to see what kind of questions and answers come up in the Q&A section with the investors. So we'll keep a track on the call as well as, the stock movement during the call as well. We'll take a short break. On the other side, however, we'll be talking to the Chief Growth Officer at Angel One, who'll join in to talk about the company's business updates. Stay tuned.